This is the Leo Clamaco podcast.
Man, I'm just picturing, as you were talking, a room full of people, bored, and you just come in and inject energy.
Yeah. And the lady that booked me, she said, you changed the whole atmosphere for the whole entire summit. She said, I ain't never seen nothing like that. She said,
so
I work for
powerful,
HBO, I work with this, I work with that. She literally said, I want to get on a Zoom call with you. I want to know how I can help you in any way possible. She said, because what you did, I've never seen a speaker do that, ever, what you did. And that's why I know that I was born to do this. Like, it's almost like, okay, Kobe was born to be Kobe.
Oh yeah,
LeBron and Jordan, right?
Yep.
But then we got our own. We got our Mellows. We got our other ones. They're good.
Yeah.
But they're not the ones on the Mount Rushmore of.
Right.
Not saying that I'm not comparing, but what I'm saying,
I
or
get
like
you.
giving it a negative cloud over it is just I know.
But there are levels to this.
I know I'm different.
Yeah.
You could put me in a room right now with Inky, with E, with Tony, and all less. You put all on the same stage, and I guarantee you, I'm gonna shut it down. I'm not saying I'm trying to compete with them.
Right.
But I'm at a level right now that I'm ready for the championship right now. Like, that's who I am as a speaker right now.
And you just talking right now, you turned the energy up like 3 notches.
Oh, yeah. And that,
It was felt.
And it's natural. I can't help
Yeah,
it.
it's felt. It's
Like,
incredible.
it's like I can't control it. That's the scary part about it, right? And it's just like, but, and that's the reason why, when people book me as a keynote speaker, I make sure that I understand the audience, right? Because, like, for instance, I had to speak to this mastermind, and it was majority women in there, right? So now the energy is still there kind of a little bit, but not as much. But now I can talk a little bit more about my story with my grandmother,
Okay.
my mother, things they went through. So what I did was I did a message on the lens of what my mother and grandmother was going through, between my mother struggling with drugs and my grandmother had to raise me, but they still had to be strong women. Because I knew I was talking to women in there that was dealing with some things, and they had to be strong. So I said, I had to pull myself out the picture. I wonder what my mom's was going through. When she's sitting there with a shirt on that says, I'm too blessed to be stressed. When she's struggling with addiction, she's struggling with depression, struggling with alcohol. And then I got my grandmother that got her only daughter that's dealing with this.
Wow.
So what is she dealing with? So I ask you ladies in this room right now, what are you dealing with you're not telling nobody about? What is your shirt you got on to say, I'm too blessed to be stressed? Because I know you got some things going on that's testing you right now. You could hear people in there just like, wow.
Yeah, you hear the tone dropping.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's why I teach speakers. Your tone is everything when you're speaking about something. When you're talking about a moment you want to touch their heart, it's like a movie. You bring it down. When you're talking about something with energy, you bring it back up. This will be your best year ever. But you're going to have to remove some people out of your life right now because they're draining you. They're taking away from you. And you're like, yup. See how you nod your head? If you don't got people nodding their head when you speaking, you're not doing your job. They should be like, yup.
Like automatic.
It's automatic.
Man. It's just bobs.
That's it. It's automatic. That's it. And it's something that's why I'm like in my mentorship, I tell people when I train you as a speaker, I do get aggravated when they don't prepare and they don't come to class and they don't give their all. Because if you can't give your all in class, you're not gonna give your all on stage.
Right. You can't just wing this.
You can't just come up here and wing this.
No.
I've been driving to an event and just practicing. I was talking to him like I had to speak on this thing. And I was like, bro, I'm gonna talk about this. I'm gonna talk about what you think about it, right? And you gotta be coachable.
Yeah.
Some people are like, no, I like that. He's like, no, I like that, but what you add that? I was like, cool, I'm gonna add that. I'm gonna switch that up. So sometimes less is more. So if you learn how to just focus on one subject and stretch that out, that's it. Some people want to pack. They want to tell their whole story on stage, and you lose the audience. Sometimes you just focus on one subject, and you just keep drilling on that back and forth. So Exodus chapter 4 and 3 talking about God. You don't call him a qualifier, but he qualifies a call. Yep. I could stretch that out to a 45-minute keynote. Just going because the principles is this. First, when I do my background check, I asked myself, what did Moses go through? So Moses, right now, he didn't believe in himself because he couldn't speak properly, right? Moses had a stuttering problem. He dealt with doubt. He dealt with fear. So now I turn it back on the audience. What are you dealing with? What is your doubt? What is your fear? What is that thing that God is, no matter what, he's in your ear, he's telling you, start that podcast. No, start that podcast. But you're saying, like, I don't know if I can do it. But what if I told you he don't call on the qualified, he qualifies the call. So when are you going to start that podcast? See that? So if you're in the audience right now, you're like, I'm about to start it right now. And that's it. Then you go into another segment of it. But now let's go back. Let's think about really, though, let's think about what was in Moses' head when you talking about, not just his brother talking to him, not his sister, but guess who was talking to Moses? God. So you mean to tell me you got God telling you to do something and you still nervous? Come on. So I'm telling you right now, God talking to you, don't be nervous. Just go do that thing. He's going to qualify you.
He got you.
Exactly. That's it. That's it. But yeah, that's it. I just, I'm excited for this segment of my speaking career. I'm excited for it because right now,
So am I.
I
want to go see you speak.
right, and I'm gonna be honest with you. It's just like I'm at a point like when it's lights, camera, action right now. I feel like I've reached a different level, but I still haven't even reached my top like level yet.
You spoke about repetition.
Right.
How long for you to become this aware within your craft to know that you got to pull yourself out and add your mother and your grandmother? How long to develop that?
Ooh, I would say in the last probably year or so, I really developed that. So I've been speaking almost 7-8 years. So it took a minute because I was majority like other speakers. Sometimes we come with like imposter syndrome. Sometimes, you got all these idols that you look up to, right?
Right.
And you feel like you got to kind of maybe do what they do or maybe present in that manner, right?
Right.
And
Instead of being yourself.
Exactly. Instead of just being yourself, right? So I know sometimes I'll crack a joke. I'll do this. I'll do that now. So now I'm learning to be myself, but I'm learning that the way people connect with me more is that when I'm more transparent with them about moments in life. Because there's somebody, they might not went exactly the same way I went,
Right.
but they went close enough, they could be like, wow, or they can relate to it, or they feel bad about it. So it's either one. They're saying to themselves like, man, I was bad. My father wasn't there either. Or they might have had their father and mother, but like, I can imagine what he went through. And you on the stage like that, giving this energy, wow. So you can get both sides of the wild, you
Right.
know. So I probably would say, because like even Brendan know when I first came, like really start doing the stages, like for myself, I felt like it was imperative for me to just tell all my whole story. But then I started pull back and I realized there's a method I call I, you, and us. So the I is I had to bounce from home to home. You is maybe you felt like the black sheep of the family. And the us is I felt like the black sheep also too. So now I merged the gap, I pull us together. And you gotta be aware of that and keep doing that throughout your whole speech. Because if you just doing I, you lose your audience.
Right. Or just you.
Oh, yeah, you,
Right.
you can do this. Okay, well, you telling me I can do this? What you been through?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Because you'll get some speakers in here, they just keep telling, you gotta do this. Wake up in the morning, do this. Okay, but imagine David Goggins never been through what he been through, and he still talk the way he talk and tell you the thing he do. You wouldn't respect that, man. You wouldn't listen to him.
No credibility.
No credibility.
Yeah.
So your pain is the credibility. The things you've been through is your credibility. That's your resume.
Yes.
You sitting there like, yes, look at my resume. Yup, doubt, fear, suicide thoughts, lost everything. That's it. Black sheep. That's my resume. You qualify. Go ahead. Go in the room. That's it.
Go lead them.
Go lead them. That's it. Yeah. So, yeah, man. Like I said, I'm excited for this next journey, and it's just different. Like I just know that really, if anybody watching this, right, I don't care whatever you're doing. Like even right now, for me to be here in this podcast, it's just like I can tell that I've been on all the podcasts before. I can tell that you are preparing and you are invested into your craft, right? Based upon your setup, based upon the things, the way you got everything going. I know you're serious about this, and I know that I was talking to my man about this. I was saying that you're right now, you're in your sweet spot, right? So when I say sweet spot, that means that, for instance, you look at an NBA player, he get one contract, and he's projected to now, once he finish, listen, you finish this season up, your next contract, it's gonna be great. Just keep doing what you're doing. Your next contract is ball game. That's when you in that sweet spot. When everything you're doing is clicking. It's clicking. Your setup is right. Your systems is right. Your team is right.
Got the rhythm going.
The rhythm is going.
Yep.
That's the sweet spot. But to get to the sweet spot, you got to go through the rough patch first.
You got to grind.
Like you talked about, you had a small room and you went through that, and then now you're here.
Yeah.
So now this is nothing but you now in your sweet spot to elevate, and then it's going to be other guests, bigger studios, because you're in your sweet spot.
100%.
Yeah.